Are we live?
We're live.
You just went live? You don't even ask us, Logan? Logan, you're the worst.
You know it.
What up, Z-Pack? It's your boy, ZDoggMD, Tom Heineberg. We're going to pull up your comments right now. This is uncensored. Please don't let your kids watch this. We're trying to separate the clean stuff that's intense thought leadership from the insane conversation we're going to have with you. That's this. It's called TribeTalk Snitches. Let's do this. All right. Let's get your comments. I'm going to load them up here. And we're going to have this out. We're talking about doctors who drop out. Let's expand it. Nurses, everybody else in the game. It's EMS week. Let's talk about paramedics who leave the game. What do we got? Cynthia Ayers. The
Static again.
What?
Got
Really?
it.
What?
No? Is it better? Listen to it.
Cynthia Ayers. Static again.
I don't hear any static.
Nah, it's good.
Is it better?
It's
Okay.
good.
I was asked what my greatest fear about residency was, says Cynthia. I answered that I became so fully indoctrinated into the pathologic culture that is modern medicine that I will no longer view it as pathological. My prophecy came true and I burned out, needed to step back, taking care of others while not spending time with the ones we really care about. So I recognized what I now call myself the doc zombie, the dead inside seeming pretending to be alive. I did a whole TED Med talk on that, Cynthia. On our zombie docs taking over America. And I think that's what happened to me. At one point I became a zombie doc. You give in to the cynicism and the culture of medicine, which is, it's a defensive mechanism to keep us safe from the deep hurt we feel because we can't do anything in a broken system.
By the way, Amy says we should call this Z-Pack Chat. I kind of like that.
Z-Pack Chat's pretty dope. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to change it. It's
Z-Pack Chat! What's
now.
up? Everybody get your vapes out!
Tom looks like a stoner.
Tom is still vaping in my house. What's in that, by the way?
Just, some nicotine, some propylene glycol.
Okay, I'm going to go on record, guys. I don't think this is okay. But I can't stop Tom because Mrs. Dog's not here to yell at him. Thoughts on Scribes, Tori Gazzara. So can Scribes, people who take notes in the EHR, can they prevent burnout and help doctors thrive? I've heard mixed things. Some docs swear by the Scribe thing and say it helps take away the data entry clerk. It's like having a court reporter being a lawyer. Lawyers would never freaking lawyers would never fucking let their selves become court reporters. They would sue the fuck out of everyone before they let that happen.
I was going to bring up lawyers because I think it's interesting because the only lawyers that are having a bad time are the lawyers that are at the bottom of the legal field doing grunt work.
Yeah.
The lawyers that have reached the zenith of their medical career they love their life.
I'm rich,
right?
bitch!
Like, but it seems to be in medicine, you can get to the highest point. I mean, you're a Stanford doc, right?
Purportedly.
And you can still feel just terrible about what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's very different from other high-level professions like that,
It's
But that Lamborghini, though.
that Lambo. I mean, lawyers, man, like I've seen Better Call Saul. Hey, check this out. So I had static at the end of the previous podcast. So we're still having problems with audio and we can't figure it out. It's some interaction between our boxes and our computers. Never mind, we'll move on.
I liked TribeTalk. You guys get to vote. Whichever one gets more comments.
TribeTalk or Z-Pack Chat? I personally like TribeTalk.
Hit a like for TribeTalk and a heart for Z-Pack Chat.
There you go. Let's see it right now.
Oh, yeah.
Likes and hearts. TribeTalk gets a like. Z-Pack Chat gets a heart.
Disrespectful to vape in your house if y'all are not okay with it. Respect the dog, Tom.
He's all right. It smells good.
Oh, we got more likes.
We got a lot more likes than loves. There's one heart and a ton of likes. It's probably...
It's changing.
Now it's changing.
It's changing.
I still see... Oh, there's some
Mixed.
loves.
Damn.
You guys are crushing
I'm going to
it.
say more likes.
So, Zombie Dog MD, Alexander Wu. That's what I was. Let's read some comments.
When you start disliking your patients and dread the sight of them each day, it's time to vacate the premises.
So, yeah. So, today I'm rounding, and I sensed even a little burnout among some of the house staff because of some of the way they framed patients, particularly people who might be social admissions, et cetera. And for me, it's easy because I come in once in a while and I round, and so I see a social admission from a 30,000-foot view. Now, by the way, a social admission means they're admitted not for a medical reason, but because there's some social reason they can't be out in the world. Either they're homeless and they can't get their insulin because there's no refrigerators on the street, or the skilled nursing facility can't take them because they're out of Medicare days, whatever it is. So residents and people on the front lines hate social admissions because they feel like this isn't a medical problem, this is a social problem. Why are we dealing with it? Because in the US, the healthcare system absorbs our failure to take care of our own people with a social system. Now, depending on your ideology, maybe we should or shouldn't be taking care of our own population, but in Europe they do, and so the medical system is less of a absorbent for social ills than it is here. So I look at that from a 30,000-foot view and I'll tell them, well, here's the thing. If this person had housing, if this person had this or that, they wouldn't be here in the hospital, which is the most dangerous place to be and the most expensive place to be. And of course that leads to burnout. If we're talking about doctors dropping out, of course it leads to burnout because we feel powerless in the face of all this despair. And it's just a treadmill, right?
Cassandra says, depends on how much you train your scribe and how well you work together. As a scribe, I write HPIs and MDMs for ER and GI docs. Futz around with ICD-10, DX codes, so the doc doesn't have to.
So that's what we call a scribe practicing at the top of their license. So they're really stepping up. And a lot of scribes go on to medical school, go on to training because they've learned so much of the lingo and the way of thinking.
That's interesting.
Because you remember, part of the reason humans are so more advanced than other animals, except for maybe dolphins, because we have no proof that they aren't running the show. Secretly,
and killer whales, yeah.
Killer whales are dope. That's not the noise they make. Is that we're able to linguistically organize our thoughts in a way that animals can't do. And so scribes do that. They're able to organize a note in a way that really conveys your thinking. That's why I actually like the assessment and plan, writing assessment and plan parts of notes, not copy paste, actually writing it out, because it's where you think. It's where you do your most important thinking. Nursing assessments, that's sort of, what am I going to do? That's what's interesting.
Madison's wondering if burnout should start in med school, burnout prevention.
They talk about it a lot. The problem is I don't think they have a good algorithm for how to deal with it because they're going to go into a system that burns you out. So it's like one thing to talk about it, but look, okay, there's a lot of victim blaming, dude. Like, people, I'm burned out, so I'm a failure. No, fuck you. It's the system that sucks. It's burning me out. It's like, I got raped because I'm wearing a really short dress.
But isn't there a culpability there? Because, like, all right, for instance, you were saying, like, they ratchet up their lifestyle when they become doctors, right? And then they're always behind the 8 ball on that. I mean, that's an easy fix. And you should have better financial literacy if you're a doctor.
Yeah, but who's going to give it to you? Because we don't have...
You got to give it to yourself. Manifest destiny, mofos.
Manifest destiny. You've been listening to too much. It's not even in Hamilton.
It doesn't even.
Well, but here's the thing. Like about that, I took the reins and decided to learn about finances. Became quite savvy. I still made a ton of mistakes. I'm still an idiot, but it took a lot of time and effort. And other people in my residency program when I was learning were like, "How do you find the time to do this?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't sit and read Harrison's all day like you, asshole. I'm busy learning about how to be rich." So you have to that wasn't exactly how it went down, but you have to sacrifice. So the question is, could we get better financial training for all healthcare professionals? Nurses are really bad at it. I met a lot of nurses who make really bad financial decisions, a lot of doctors who make horrible. Financial planners take advantage of doctors because they know they're idiots with money. Yeah. They'll be like, oh, this guy's we'll just keep racking up trading fees because he doesn't even know what's going on.
Well, no matter how much money you make, you can end up broke.
Oh, easily. Look at MC Hammer. I mean, motherfucker was rich.
Well, it seems like something like 80% of NFL players are broke 2 years out of the league, right? And it seems like 80% or whatever the percentage is of doctors are broke from the same sort of variables, trying to keep up with lifestyle, trying to be the guy with the coolest car, the whatever. They're trying to fill this definition of them in society, and they're ending up poor.
And that's a piece of it, is that striving mentality. And it's a deferred gratification. These are immature brains that are entering the world at age 30 because they've sacrificed so much of their growing up period to education. Here's an interesting question, Will Scott. Do you think there are specialties that are less prone to burnout? So the data seems to show that dermatologists are one of the happiest professions, but here's the thing about that. And internal medicine, emergency medicine, these are very high burnout fields because of the nature of the bureaucratic stuff, the amount of responsibility you take on yourself for your patients. But let's say this about dermatologists, oh, they're happy and they're rich and all they do is dermabrasion and blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit, because when I go and speak to big derm conferences, like I did a couple talks for Modernizing Medicine, tons of dermatologists and their staff, man, when I talk about burnout and the arc of health 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, they come to me afterwards and they're like, oh my God, this is the story of my life. Everything is about clicking the boxes and numbers and volume, and I love to connect with my patients. They're worried about their skin lesion. I deal with cancer. I do these things. So I don't think that there's a burnout-proof specialty. There may be some that are less prone to it, but like even dermatologists suffer it, severely.
And how important is it to pick the right specialty to avoid burnout, right? Because we've had this talk about PAs. Like PAs can go into different fields. Yeah. Nurses can go into different fields.
They can switch. Yeah.
Docs can't switch.
Docs can't switch. I mean, they can, but like
it's gonna.
My wife did it.
Yeah.
And it was brutal. She had to do 2 residencies.
So how important is it? And should we give docs a space to like really take their time and find what their field is instead of just shoveling them towards a specialty?
I don't know how this asshole comes up with such good questions, and he's not in medicine. It's just his wife is a nurse, right? So this is the question that I've been asking.
You know why? Because I have common sense, and it doesn't appear to be all over the healthcare field.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, that's just discriminatory.
No, I'm saying the administration and the people.
No, he's right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: they make us decide our specialties. I don't know if you know this, Logan.
What?
Logan,
I'm
we
amazing.
decide our specialties under duress when we're as stressed as we've ever been in our 3rd and 4th year of medical school. We're overwhelmed. We get a couple rotations to figure it out, and then we have to decide and apply for residency. Okay, first of all, our prefrontal cortexes haven't even formed because we're in our early 20s. We're fucking sleep deprived, stressed out, and then we make a life-changing decision that's committing us to 4 to 8 years of residency, depending on what we do. Fuck that! And if you make the wrong decision, it's just like in investing, Tom. The most important decision you make is how to allocate your portfolio, how to actually allocate across different asset classes. It's not which stock and this and that. It's like, how much should I put in real estate? How much should I put in foreign? How much? That's the most important decision you make. So in medicine, it's you pick the specialty that resonates with you and your elephant, and you're going to be less likely to burn out, although you still might burn out.
Although in some aren't some specialties inherently more fulfilling? Like something like what are the guys that do glaucoma surgeries, cataract surgeries?
Ophthalmologists.
Right. So ophthalmologists are doing those, and they get to bill a high rate for them. You immediately restore sight to somebody who is blind. That's a very fulfilling thing to me, or at least it appears so from the outside.
Okay. So let's talk about that. And then Logan wanted to say something. He's just sitting there quietly going, guns, guns. Ophthalmology is a great field. You restore sight, you make a decent living, the lifestyle's a little bit
You're
better.
literally Jesus. Jesus could restore sight, and now you can too.
Can you make wine though?
No.
Well, apparently Hitler wasn't a Christian, according to like 3 commenters yesterday. This whole thing, we're bringing it back to butthurt. Listen, ophthalmology. I wanted to love it. I was like, dude, this would be great. I had high enough board scores to get an ophthalmology residency. Here's the problem. Do the rotation. I fucking hated it. It was not only was it boring to me, it was aggressively boring. like it reached out and bored the living fuck out of me. And I have to give props to ophthalmologists. I have many friends who are ophthalmologists. They are great because they can put up with the most boring shit on the planet. Now, so to me, that would burn me out in a month. I mean, the rotation burned me out in 2 weeks. I was like, this is miserable. And first of all, I don't want anyone touching my eye. I can't imagine touching it. So it's all an elephant unconscious, like, is this for me? It's not.
All right, Susan says, Z-Dog, I adore listening to you as you are a megaphone for so many of us. The one thing I don't hear you addressing much is how do we as frontline healthcare affect change for ourselves, the system, and the patients? I'm hungry for tangible action.
Tangible action.
You got to say something tangible here. Don't go on your rant where you go, it's going to be a beautiful garden full of the best outcomes imaginable for all of us.
So I'm going to say this. I get a ton of messages of people who have made tangible changes on their front line. And it's as simple as speaking a language that is different. Instead of I and me, it's about us and we, it's about a team. The second thing you can do is if you think your job is hella 2.0 and you hate it, go find another job. There are no shortage of healthcare jobs, and then start to build a team that cares about making healthcare better. The third thing you can do is be a part of our tribe. Here we are in TribeTalk. The more we talk about it, you guys think, so I got ridiculed the other day for making this comment. I said this, we have a direct line to Washington, D.C., we have a direct line into the highest echelons of corporate medicine. And people are like, oh, if you have a direct line, why hasn't anything changed? Fuckers, this is a $2.8 trillion industry with entrenched interests. The way you make change from the grassroots up is you join this tribe, you make your voice heard, and you send us out on missions. And you believe me, the highest levels of these companies are listening. They see the writing of 3.0 on the wall, and shit's gonna change. But it's not gonna change if we mindlessly continue to plod along in 2.0 and accept it as fact. So I think that's a great question, Susan. We can all do our part. There's no magic answer. I can't wave a wand and go, I'm gonna make your life as a CNA say better, right? You have to do it, but we're trying to provide the overall voice and tools and platform to do that.
You know what's great? All right, so bureaucracy is one of the chief problems of our time, right? And we're all dealing with these large systems that are oppressing us and pushing their weight down on us. Now, no matter what you think about Donald Trump, I personally dislike the guy. I think he's a moron. Logan loves him. No,
I'm just waiting for the nukes to go off.
What was great about Donald Trump is I think a lot of us were feeling like the system was rigged, and then it was like, oh no, we have power over the system. We used it in a really bad way, but we have power.
I'm going to say this. So before the election, I very publicly came out and said, look, I'm no fan of Hillary Clinton, but I think Trump is a dangerous lunatic, and we should not elect a dangerous lunatic. It had no effect, but what ended up happening, the fact that he won shows to me, and I see it more in hindsight, exactly what Tom is saying, that, oh my God, the American people actually can totally can do stuff, and that's a tremendous power. We can't abuse the power, and we can't be manipulated by anybody. The Washington establishment, which is horrible, or like, you know, a tin pot billionaire who has no fucking idea what he's doing. I mean, either way, we're fucked, but I would actually take the people having power over the people not having power.
Yeah, even if the people are wielding it in a
crazy
terrible way. Yeah.
It's cool. And who are, you know, again, like, who's making that decision that it's crazy terrible? Maybe he's right. I have no idea. I don't think so, because I have way too much concern, education, and training to believe it. But maybe I'm just crazy, and it's totally possible.
Jennifer Fox says, let's get all the guns and demand healthcare change. Just kidding. Kinda.
Kind of. Well, listen, I'm actually surprised at how pro-gun the Z-Pack
Do you
is.
okay? Do you remember that movie John Q? Do you remember that movie John Q?
I never
Where
saw it.
Denzel needs a heart for his kid, so he like goes in and kidnaps everybody at the hospital. Remember this? We should redo that, where John Q is a doc.
A doc
and he
or a
locks
nurse.
everyone out of the hospital.
Yeah, and he's like, we're not seeing shit until we fix it, until we get paid on outcomes, until we work in teams to support each other, and we stop this culture of pointing blame, until we demand more of our government. Because our government, look, and Logan and I may agree to disagree, or we may agree to agree.
Agree on everything.
We agree on everything. The government is already so deep in healthcare, but they fuck it up. Why can't we get it so that they actually provide some funding and then let us do it right? So actually we compete in a private industry way to actually provide the best outcomes for our patients and the best support. It ought to be a quadruple aim. It ought to be about, you know, great quality at a good price with patient experience plus a provider experience that doesn't fucking burn us out and make us want to quit.
By the way, Logan had something to say, and we skipped over him.
Yeah,
and the Z-Pack is advocating.
you were saying what
for
to
Logan.
pick, and all I had to say is my mom's chiropractor drives a Ferrari.
This is what you guys advocated for?
I'm just saying.
Doctors are committing suicide. They're burning out. They're going to work for, you know, life insurance companies. And this fucker is driving it now. Look at let me say something about chiropractors, because I've come very hard down against like the alternative practitioners, naturopaths, chiropractors. I think there are some chiropractors who are so good. They're so good with people. They spend time. They listen. They work with the Western docs in a way that it is truly augmentatory. As long as they're not lying to patients and saying it's some sacred chi energy or whatever the fuck chiropractors believe about the back. They do some great work. Naturopaths, there's the same thing. They listen to patients. They spend a minimum 90-minute visit. I got a message from a Z-Packer today because I've been making fun of naturopaths through Dr. Vader. And she was like, listen, the naturopath spent the time with me that my regular doctor couldn't spend, and they collaborated with my regular doctor, and even they were giving me 13 herbs and spices, I believed they were going to work. They helped me feel better. What's wrong with that? And I said, well, the magical thinking is the problem, but other than that, the idea that you spend time, that this is an analog human relationship, that needs to be brought back to medicine. So I respect that.
Don't you think that argument is kind of like saying, you know, prostitutes are basically therapists?
You know.
It's pronounced the rapist.
The rapist. I do have to say she did realize it wasn't helping at all on her own.
Oh, it was in that. Oh, your mom, she realized the chiropractor wasn't helping? Well, I mean, if a chiropractor's driving it, tell them about the chiropractor you saw for your back over here.
Oh, okay. So I have a L5S1 is out. I go to this chiropractor who's in the shopping center. His name's Jeffrey Lazat. He's a total piece of shit. And
Shout out, Jeffrey, if you're
Yelp him
watching.
out.
Jay Lizzie?
So he does this type of chiropractic on me that's called NUCCA, and this is what NUCCA is. So I'd take Z and I'd lay him down and I'd lightly karate chop his neck, and then I'd go like this. I'd say, you know, all spinal problems, they originate at the neck, Z. A lot of people don't know that. Anyway, all right, you're done. That'll be $200, please.
I just peed my pants. Is that normal?
Can I have my money?
That's it.
And wow, Matt, can we sign you up for $3,000 worth of treatments?
Is that what they
Because
said?
that's what you're gonna need. Because I only knuckled one side, I'm gonna have to knuckle this side too. It was the biggest scam of my entire life. I paid $100 or $178 or something for this, and I was like,
No.
I'm never doing this again. I'm never going back to a chiropractor.
So, you know,
so now I just suck it up and deal with back pain.
13 herbs and spices, man. Well, and the worst thing about some aspects of chiropractic and naturopathy is that they're like anti-vaccine and they're anti-chemotherapy and that kind of thing. Look, guys, there is a way to integrate.
Oh, he did. My mom's chiropractor said that shit to her.
What did she say?
He was
What did he say?
bitching about vaccines.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay, like, I have no
I was
tolerance
like, what
for
the
that.
fuck?
Yeah, you
Okay,
this
this-
guy
like,
defended
you're joking.
vaccines, man.
Listen carefully to me. This fucker drives a Ferrari and he's killing babies.
There's 2 Ferraris.
Baby killer. What? Don't tell me his name because I don't want
Do you want me to?
No, I
can-
don't. No, I
can-
don't. I don't want you to
I'm
because
going
that's not
to.
who we are as a tribe, guys.
It is.
It's who Logan is. It's probably who Tom is, but it's not. It's not me. I still have some professional respect, even if
Oh,
they're
I forgot a
assholes.
part about my chiropractic treatment. Then they put a laser thing on my
A
back.
laser.
And they were like, this helps with pain. And I was like, all I'm feeling is this fucking laser I'm sitting on, which is hurting, actually.
Alexander Wu
I
says.
have an actual discount. My pain is not psychological. Thank you, guy.
No, he has real pain. I've seen him like lay on the ground going, wow.
So it's vaccines, Tom.
It's all the vaccines that hurt you.
It's an acute vaccine injury.
Alexander Wu
That's what I
says,
got.
Tom, that chiropractor needs a neck snap.
Well, I gave him a really scathing Yelp review.
I love it. You fucking do exactly what I tell people not. Don't go on Yelp and rip your doctor a new one.
You know
okay?
what? I'm going to find the Yelp review I gave him. I'm
Oh
going to
my
read it
God.
here on air.
What's this?
I'm not
'Cause
saying
I don't
who
give
it
a
is,
F.
but that's who it is.
No, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna show that.
They got 5 stars, Z.
They got 5 stars.
They got 5 stars.
That's how you get a Ferrari.
Only you can say it, not Z.
Does he really have a Ferrari?
He has a Ferrari, and then he also just bought a McLaren. A McLaren. That's a
I-
$400,000
That's
car.
holistic car care. That's the kind of. Don't vaccinate your car.
What happens when you don't
I've sat at the
vaccinate?
blackjack table before with chiropractors who were just spending sick amounts of cash.
Oh.
I mean, really.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even making that
Oh
up.
man. Here's an interesting thing. Bastyr University, a naturopath school in Seattle, has an oncology group, and they just do symptomatic management with cancer and say, listen to your oncologist about chemo. I like that. Symptomatic management is awesome. You need that support.
I'm going to read my Yelp review.
Read your Yelp. Yeah, read your Yelp.
This is my Yelp review.
Don't say his name again.
Of Spinal Care of Nevada. That's his clinic. Can I give 0 stars? I threw out my back snowboarding. I go into the office on Thursday to seek treatment. I met with a used car salesman like chiropractor in Dr. Lazad.
Oh,
Sorry, I
stop
said
saying his name.
He gives me this whole spiel about his office and how they're the best, etc. I go back in Monday, had to wait the weekend for the appointment. Then Dr. Lazad sits me down, and says, definitely, yes, I can help you. He then tried to sell me on $3,000 worth of treatments over the next 12 weeks at $75 a pop. I say, let's do one, see how it goes. He then proceeds to lightly karate chop my neck, that's Nucka, for about 5 minutes, Nucka, from different angles. After that, his assistant put this stupid laser thing on me. It was supposed to help with pain, it didn't. Long story short, this place is the worst. Their treatments are placebo at best. Dr. Lazad, is a used car salesman. Lightly karate chop your own neck at home and save the money. Overall, I would rate my experience a 0 if Yelp would let me. My favorite part, after today, you may feel the same, you may feel a little worse, you may feel nothing. It's all part of the healing process. Imagine having a mechanic who said, your car may run, it may not. Don't ask me, dude, I'm just the mechanic. Can't say enough bad things about this place, complete ripoff. P.S. Lastly, he told me I had phase 2 decay in my vertebrae. I had another chiropractor look at my x-ray and he said, everything looked great. Lazad, feels and operates like a total scam artist. He comes off extremely pompous.
Z, what do you think about the chiropractors that touch babies?
Okay, chiropractors should not touch babies. All right, have you seen
There's people asking.
Yeah, there's like, and the baby's
The
crying.
newborns, yeah.
Listen, guys, the only people who should touch babies are their parents or your wife who's a neonatal intensive care nurse.
Yeah.
Or a pediatrician. Or
My
a family
wife
member.
watches those videos and she's like, what the fuck
Yeah, what
is
the
this?
fuck are they doing? Really, guys, come on. There's an Australian chiropractor who does that shit, and he's like, well, you can see that's not a paralysis. This is a paralysis. It's like, Jesus H. So what about DOs that do OMT to augment their treatment of patients? Brittany Hunt. Okay, I'm going to support osteopathic physicians because OMT, okay, whatever you think about the mechanism of it, it's the laying of hands and it's mixed with pure Western medicine. The DOs aren't like anti-vaccine. They aren't selling magical thinking. They're like, look, I can do a few things, you might feel better, it might keep you off narcotics, it might keep you away from the quackopractor, or it might keep you away from a surgeon. Let's do it. And so we had a DO at Turntable that did that stuff. We had a room for it. It was dope. And look, you're not lying to patients, you're not promoting magical thinking. So I support my DO brothers and sisters. Is it more socially acceptable in clinical medicine to be a recovering drunk than to be treated for depression? Cynthia Ayers, recovering drunk. Depression is stigmatized. Mental illness is stigmatized in healthcare, I think, above everything else. You can have a substance abuse problem and come back fighting, and people are like, oh, bro, it's cool. It's a condition.
What's your opinion on mental illness and why you think it's stigmatized so much in society and in healthcare?
This got deep.
What's that?
This got deep.
It got deep real fast. Well, I mean, I think this is probably a talk for a different thing, but I think it's because we don't understand it. There's a lot of years of collective societal stigma that go into mental health. Everything from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest to the sanitariums we used to have. The idea that there's a feeling of shame and failure around being mentally ill, like you have failed, even though that's not the case at all, right? And so we need to work hard to destigmatize it. Psychiatrists try. I think the problem with modern psychiatry is it's so overwhelmed with the same click box pressures that we have now that we don't have time to talk to people, because getting into the root of it, we're going to talk about this in an episode, right? This capture theory of mental illness and some other things like that. So we're going to save it for that. But it's a great question.
We'll save it.
It's a great question. Our daughter is taking their 6-week-olds to a chiropractor, and I'm like, question. 6-week-old?
Punch them.
Punch your daughter. We don't advocate violence against children unless they're taking another child to a chiropractor.
Unless they're your children.
That's not okay, Aaron Quinn. That is not okay. I went to high school with an Aaron Quinn, by the way. Are you the same Aaron Quinn? She was awesome, really smart. I know someone who had chiropractors go into delivery rooms at childbirth. Oh my God. Oh my God. Do you get a stat homeopathy consult in here? This child is blue.
Have you seen baby yoga? It's almost as bad as that.
Dude.
Your baby doesn't need yoga.
I almost did that.
You almost did baby yoga?
What? Because they had mommy baby yoga. The babies just like roll around.
That's fine. That's just placebo nothingness.
Yeah.
But have you seen the Russian videos where they twist these babies like this?
I gotta say this though, the babies look like they're having a hell of a good time, and they're not crying. And I'm like, you know what? Hey, twist them if you got them. Depression. What are your thoughts on? No, I can't answer that.
Z, can we have a discussion about mental health, please? We're going to soon.
We're going to.
It's going to be a whole show.
That's right.
Because we can't have it right now. It's too in depth.
It's like Aragorn said at the end of Lord of the Rings, which I just watched with my daughter Z-Pup. He's like, there may be a time when the strength of men fails, when we abandon oaths to family and to country and to nation, but it is not this day. This day we fight. I have so many mental issues. Wow, baby yoga looked so painful, twisted and being flipped, yet they don't cry. Sinoi, because it's dope AF. Baby yoga. I love it. Now it's going to be like supported by Z-Dog MD, baby yoga. All these Russians are going to be like, well, Z-Dog MD says the baby yoga is very effective, so we're going to do more baby yoga. Did I ever tell you my character, Sergei Pants Dropoff?
Yes.
Don't tell me.
Yeah, he's a Russian doc. Very budget, very tight in Russia. All trials are placebo versus placebo because no money for control. You see what I did there?
This is why you guys have never heard of this character.
I'm here all week, people. Tip your nurse. Why does he sound like the Count from Sesame Street? Vom!
Alexander Wu says, to the people asking about acupuncture, it's bullshit. Sincerely, a Chinese guy.
Dude, so I was driving down Decatur in Las Vegas the other day, coming home from a Chinese restaurant we were eating at, and there was this thing, and it said, Dr. Wang's special Chinese medicine. And I was like, that's my Dr. Wang special Chinese medicine right there. I was like, this sounds like some kind of brothel.
It's a rub and tug.
And my wife, who of course is Chinese, is like, he's giving Chinese people a bad name because that's not a thing. What do you think your chances are of loan forgiveness program actually happening? I'm a graduating Neo fellow with 4 years or so left till this may happen. Chayam Aran. I hope it happens because I think loans are, I think we should, society, if we want really good physicians who care about people and not money, we should forgive their loans or pay for, and it's true for nurses and all. If we need something, why aren't we willing as a society to invest in it, in education? I think, Bernie Sanders and his whole college education is free thing was an interesting angle. I think it's crazy, but the idea that we should invest where it matters, which is in education. Although, Tom, you're not even a believer in higher education, are you?
Bernie Sanders is such a dipshit.
Would it be a
Bernie Sanders doesn't understand basic
degree?
economics. Here's the thing. He wanted to put a 1% tax on Wall Street. That's a 1% tax on everyone's 401k and pensions. Because where is everyone's 401k and pensions?
Wall Street's going to pass it on.
In Wall Street, they're just going to pass it on.
Yeah.
So, bad plan, Bernie.
Torrey still owes $150,000 for med school debt. I feel you. Debt, I should say.
Let's see. I love listening to Z-Pack Chat /TribeTalk. We should just call it. We should call it Z-Pack Chat
/TribeTalk. There we go.
It's refreshing to hear in-depth conversations about a broad range of topics and not just have a topic trivialized to an internet meme. It's also a great break from board study. Yeah, we're going to do this more often,
I think I like it. It's enjoyable for us.
And read a lot of comments and go through everything.
And the truth is you're seeing us completely uncensored. This is how we talk with each other. So this is us. So the reason we wanted to separate it from the main thing is, number one, we often have sponsors for the main thing, and I think this kind of thing is a little edgier and may not fit with a sponsorship model. But the second thing is, because we have to support the show and I have to support these two assholes, the second thing is we want One Piece to be a little more concise and shareable among everybody and administrators and everybody, and sometimes the way we curse and carry on this part of the show is less conducive to that. The other question is, should we put this on YouTube? We've recorded it in 4K. I don't know the answer to that.
We'll have to see.
We leave it on Facebook and we feel it out. Yeah.
Let's see. After 20 years, I just paid off my loans. I can now afford Red Lobster sharing one dessert. Kimberly Bow.
One dessert. Me, Luke, Leia, and Padme's ghost. One dessert.
Marie says, excellent. What do you think about ADHD and how it should be treated? Now, this is something
Squirrel!
you'd probably never have to deal with your own daughters, but you have ADHD.
Oh, severe. That's why I should have gone into emergency medicine, not hospital medicine. I'm sitting in these hospitalist meetings and I'm like, shut the fuck up. All I want to do is, okay, can I rant for a second?
Do it.
All right. People with ADHD should never go into internal medicine or any of the subspecialties of internal medicine because, okay, first of all, our conferences are the lamest, most boring. Like, what, really? You want to give me an hour talk on calculating FINA? Are you fucking high? Like, you go to emergency medicine conferences, it's like 10-minute talks like, hey, bro, like, you just cut open their neck and shit happens. Yeah. And I was like, this is my personality. So what was the question about ADHD that I ranted?
It just said, what do you think should be done to treat ADHD?
This is complicated. I don't want to wade into it because I'm not a specialist in this. Mine is completely untreated and it's allowed me to live a fairly productive and insane life, so I don't mess with it. I feel like there's a degree of over-treatment, but some people who do need treatment do need medication. Sometimes there's other things like cognitive behavioral therapy.
Z doesn't have ADHD. He's just easily bored. I've seen him focus for 12, 13 hours at a time on things.
Can you hear this? Let me just turn it up for you.
See, Liz says that medical school is already free for military people. We pay them to attend school and put them to work in military medicine for 8 years with no medical malpractice or overhead.
That's true. The question is, so to my military population, how is that working out for you? Is that a helpful thing? Because you're compelled to do that. Mm-hmm. So the question is, in society then, are you compelled to be a doctor? So that's a nice way to wrap this up. Because the question that started all this was dropout doctors. They put in all this time and effort and blood and sweat and tears, and then they want to leave clinical medicine because they're burned out. Would this be okay if society were footing the full bill for medical education instead of part of it? Because right now, Medicare foots part of the bill for residency training, which is why we don't have enough slots because it's all underfunded. So, here's a question to the Z-Pack. How long would you have to serve a term in clinical medicine? Do you have to serve in an underserved area? Are there other stipulations that you have to do to pay back this debt to society? Because if you're off like that fucking chiropractor, buying a Ferrari and just doing cataracts all day for rich people, is that okay in a system where society's paying the bills?
Hell no.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think you have to pay your dues first.
Yeah.
And maybe your dues are that you fall in love with taking care of an underserved population. That's entirely possible.
Well, it'd be equivalent to like being a public defender or something.
Yeah.
And that's a.
But lawyers aren't compelled to do that.
They're not compelled, but if you're going to try criminal cases later in life, it is something you pretty much have to do.
It's important. It's like an internship almost. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You have to make your bones there.
Make your bones. Anything you want to add, Logan?
No.
Yeah. Then fuck you, buddy. Fuck you and your
I just want to say that we would never take money from Big Vape, although Smock vaporizers are amazing and everyone should go buy one.
Tom, you guys think Tom is joking, but I've been hit up by many vape companies after my Doc Vader smoking a vape thing. And they're like, we'd love to support your show, bro. I'm sorry, where am I right now? And I'm like, this conversation's over. Anyway, Z-Pack, thank you for joining TribeTalk or Z-Pack Chat or whatever the hell we're calling it. It's been a lot of fun.
Gotta find something to call it.
Hell yeah,
better.
we'll call it something good. And we out. We love you guys. Peace.
Peace!